hope is that since the women can come together, Scrap and Chaotic can do the same too.
You know what your problem is?
I ain't got no problem, my.
See, now you stepping out of your lane once again, so I might have to smack that ass. You know, you're done. Don't call me. I'm like T.I. What he saying, AT? I don't want to kick it with you. I don't want to skate with you. I don't want to do nothing. Cause now it's soon. I got a record I'm about to drop today that I already pre-recorded because I knew you was gonna come up, fumble up on some bullshit. And when this record drop,
yeah, you going like trying to troll, acting like, you know what I'm saying? You so G'd up, like that was a G'd up move. Bro, you playing on TV. What you doing is, right, you allowing this whole TV thing. The reason I don't respond back gangster, y'all, is because I'm not trying to allow this TV stuff to really turn into something. You know what I'm saying? You threw a drink at me.
In this dimly lit room, the fear was palpable. Scrappy was known to be a hophead who was hard to reason with and prone to losing his temper. But today, something felt different. He was pacing back and forth, his thoughts whirling. A tangle of rage and disbelief, the words replayed themselves in his mind like a broken record. Bambi and Khaotic's mutual secret is unknown to everyone because to his. Months in the nose, the clues were weak, almost imperceptible. A long-distance look, a whisper too faint to hear. But now that he knew, everything made sense. The truth was never what Scrappy had anticipated, despite his suspicions. Breathing was difficult due to the pressure in Scrappy's chest, and he experienced a sharp stab of betrayal in his heart. He turned to face Chaos, who had moved a few paces away from their initial appearance. He had always considered Bambi to be his sister, had known her since he was a young lad, and had protected her. However, they were now involved in a messy and covert relationship that Scrappy couldn't understand. They had laughed with him, battled with him, won with him, and lost with him, despite the fact that they were like brothers, sharing everything and trusting one another with their lives. Ensured Bambi's safety, shielded her, and tried to shield her from the mayhem that encircled them all. But now the person he had trusted the most had violated his trust in the most terrible way he could think of. He felt the anger rising inside him, and his hands clenched. His vision went blurry, and as his anger grew like an uncontrollable storm, he wanted to scream and shout to make them feel the same way he did. Burden of the treachery, but something stopped him, a single devastating realization that, despite knowing all along that he loved Bambi, Khaotic had laughed in his face and concealed the truth. Scrappy's shrieks were hardly audible above a whisper, so low and menacing. But why didn't he tell me? He saw no remorse or apology when he gazed into the eyes of Chaos, only. Because he was a traitor and a stranger, Scrappy felt his fury consuming him and corrupting his thoughts. He had been a comrade and brother to the man. "You never asked," was his enigmatic reply. He calmly stated, "That's all it took." What little patience Scrappy had left snapped with a look of frustration, and he rushed forward, slamming his fist into the side of Chaos' jaw. As the sound of the impact echoed around the room, Scrappy could feel the heat rising in his veins. He could not care less if he was hurt and duped. That was all that mattered. He needed revenge now. Scrappy didn't hear her since he was so enraged and blind. Standing at the doorway, Bambi hurried forward, her face displaying a mixture of dread and surprise. "Scrappy, stop," she begged anxiously. Chaos staggered back, using the back of his hand to wipe the blood from his lip as their eyes met. He had lost the will to fight, not the fight Scrappy was seeking, but the icy realization that the man he had called his brother was no longer there, and that the woman he had once stood up for was now on the other side. You two knew that Scrappy's voice was breaking as he screamed, but you chose not to inform me. Chaotic and Bambi remained without responding. Despite glancing at pain, she remained silent. Though Scrappy prayed she would say anything, to explain why she had chosen chaos over him and why she had done this to him. Everything vanished the instant she spoke. Only a painful void remained after all of Bambi's agony, rage, and betrayal. One thing was obvious as Scrappy stood there panting and his heart pounding, but his thoughts were too muddled by his feelings to be rational. His relationship to Chaos IC was severed, as was his faith in Bambi. He would never be the same. In the quiet that followed, Scrappy felt the weight of the irreversible betrayal pressing down on his chest, serving as a reminder that sometimes the people you love the most can harm you in unexpected ways.
He the one who called me out my name, disrespecting me, talking gangster. I never talked gangster. I never threatened him. I don't play no victim. I just don't do all that fake gangster talking and all that there. You came at me talking gangster. First of all, if I say anything slick or say anything crazy out my mouth, I got the right to anyway.
I probably went too hard or something, took something the wrong way or something like that, you know? So I want to say, I'm sorry to Khaotic, you know what I mean?
We're getting somewhere. We're not.
Cause I can give a Cause let me tell you something. When a over me and he feel like I'm not a good person, I feel the same way Khaotic feel. So we on the same page.
No, but he does not feel that way.
He just said it. He said, hey, if you feel like I'm not a good person in your life, then you need to stay like that, and I'm gonna stand on that. And we gonna stand on it.
No!
Let's stand on it.
No!
He gonna stand on it.
No, he does not. Stop. He did not say that.
What I said was, if you feel like I'm a bad person to you, then
Okay, but this is not about that right now. This is about you. How do you feel about him?
I never said I had a problem with him.
No, this what he do. This what he do. He say something crazy, and he be like, oh, I ain't got no beef. I ain't got no stuff.
Khaotic always try to play a victim. He'll start some then he want to be like, I don't want no beef, man. If you got an issue, stand on it. If not, sit down and shut up, bro.
At the end of the day, like I said, bro, it don't even really matter.
Cuz gonna try to goddamn, he want everybody to be like, oh my God.
No, because we're so grown, we can really make an assessment of our own thoughts here. I'm actually
I be watching Cuz I be like, oh.
Okay, so wait.
You know what your problem is?
I ain't got no problem, my. I beat your ass.
You had a million times to do it.
Do it now.
Why you wait till you get on TV to do it?
Why you on YouTube?
Why you
fucking my house?
You're a TV man.
You a clown.
You got a problem with me.
You a talker. Keep talking that boy.
He's a
How you